Hello everybody and welcome back with more of the Trooper series. We are just in the process of going and meeting up with this Republic Spec Force undercover agent person thing. She doesn't really look like a soldier, but we'll hear about that.
Hey there, you must be the new Havoc CO. I'm Jaxo. It's good to meet you.
No offense, but you don't look much like a Spec Force soldier.
That's good to hear. I do deep cover work. Looking rank and file isn't wise. Now let's get to your mission. Your highly enviable task is to destroy a cache of nerve gas canisters that the Black Sun Syndicate is shipping to Tavis. The gas is called Travorce. Scary stuff. One canister can cover a square kilometer with 100% fatality inside of 10 minutes.
Do we have any way to safely deal with this stuff?
Lucky for us, it's pretty easy to neutralize Travorce, at least while it's still in the canisters. The compound in this bottle renders Travorce completely inert on contact. Just plug it into the canisters inside the Black Sun base, and the whole batch is history.
Should I just leave the neutralized gas behind?
Once the Travorce is neutralized, it's useless. No need to retrieve it. General Garza said not to bother. You also have another objective. A few hours ago, a bright red case was moved into the Black Sun space under heavy guard. If whatever's inside that case is valuable to Black Sun, it's bad news for us. So your job will be to find the case and bring me its contents.
Consider it done.
One last detail. Black Sun has signal jammers throughout their base, so General Garza won't know to send help if you get in over your head.
This constant surveillance was getting on my nerves anyway.
You should enjoy it while you can. I never get that kind of support on my ops. Once you've taken care of the Travorce canisters and nabbed whatever's inside that red case, be sure to meet me back here to confirm the mission results. Good luck, Lieutenant.
Okay, so now is a really good time to start talking a little bit about how the combat works as a trooper, or more specifically as a commando. So I haven't really talked about any of the abilities at all, but I figured, I may as well touch up on it now rather than later when I have 2 full bars worth of ability. So on the first bar at the top, the one that looks like a red and black icon there, as you see is my normal attack. It doesn't cost anything, nor does it do a lot of damage, so that's that attack. Then the second one over, so second on the top bar, is a grenade that I launched, underslung grenade launcher on my gun. That does quite a bit of burst damage. I like it a lot. The third one is like a stock of the gun hit, so I take my gun and I smack him in the face, which is cool. And the fourth one over is Charge Burst. It's kind of like, or Charge Bolt, or whatever it's called. It's a casted ability, so it takes me a second to charge it up, and then it fires, and it does quite a bit of damage. The problem with that is it costs a lot of heat, so you can't necessarily just spam it. And by heat, I mean ammo. Sorry, I play a bounty hunter. It's my main character. So every time I look at the resource mechanic, I think heat rather than ammo. But it costs a lot of ammo. The fifth one over is the High Impact Bolt. That can only be used if the target is taking damage over time effect or has some type of weakening effect on it from myself, which I get later on as from the grav round. It allows me to use my High Impact Bolt. The sixth one on the top, the last one on the top of the main abilities I have there, is a grenade that if I throw it onto a target, it sticks to them and then blows up and does damage all around them. The one all the way at the bottom, or at the very, very end, the one on cooldown at the top of the first bar there, is basically it just recharges all of my ammo real quick, so it's like a get out of jail free card if I'm low on my resource. And then the one in between all the other ones, and the one just kind of like out there that looks like a person just standing there, is just a break free. So if I'm trapped or snared or stunned or anything, I could use that to break out, which every class has that. Now, starting off the second bar on the bottom, I have the first ability there. That is that's the grenade thing that I do, as you see, where I just shoot a ton of grenades. It's really sweet. It's Death from Above with the Bounty Hunter, which is way better. The one next to that is a channeled ability where I just shoot as many just bullets at something that I possibly can, which is a really powerful ability. Then you have the one next to that, which is a conal AoE that I can do, and then there's a targeted AoE to the one next to that, and then there's a heal. So that's the rundown of all my abilities. How I use them, I'll get into later as I get my rotation settled and get grav round and all that fun stuff.
Hey, you're back. Was the op a success? Were you able to neutralize the Trevorus?
It was rough, but I pulled it off.
How about that red case? Were you able to grab whatever was inside?
Black Sun has kindly supplied this blaster to aid the Republic war effort.
I've never seen one quite like it. Must be some sort of new prototype. I'll take it back to headquarters for analysis. Maybe we can find out where Black Sun is getting their weapons. Guess we're through here then. It's been fun, Lieutenant. I hope we get to run together again sometime.
I'll be sure to put your name forward the next time I need backup.
Sounds good to me. See you later.
So there's another example of a choice that is kind of difficult to make. I could have kept the blaster and been able to use it, but I already have a good one, so I decided to turn it in and do the right thing to help the Republic.
Come in, Lieutenant. This is General Garza. A situation has developed with the Senate, and I need your help.
You need me to off a senator or something?
No, absolutely not. Tempting as it might be at times like this. Despite my best efforts, 3 members of the Senate Defense Committee have learned about Havoc Squad's defection, and they want to know the specifics. It's an informal inquiry for the time being, but you can bet it won't end there. I hate politics.
These bureaucrats think they can question us?
These bureaucrats control our funding and our jobs, Lieutenant. When they ask, we answer. The senators have asked that you appear in their office at the Senate Tower immediately to testify in the inquiry. I'm barred from influencing your testimony, but I will remind you that the more information that becomes public, the harder our job becomes.
The senators won't get anything out of me.
How you testify is your business, Lieutenant. I could never, say, show wholehearted approval of your decision beforehand. The senators are already waiting for you. Hurry back to the Senate Tower and try to get this over with quickly. Garza out.
As if we didn't have enough problems already.
So here we go. My character hates politicians. Just throwing that out there. And I'm the same way, so there's a bit of a reflection there. But the problem is that my commanding officer also doesn't like politicians. So the fact that she kind of supports me not liking them makes it a little bit worse.
Lieutenant, make yourself comfortable. On behalf of the Senate of the Galactic Republic, I want to thank you for appearing on such short notice for this informal inquiry.
You think I'd be here if I had any say in the matter?
I assure you, we will not hold you from your duties any longer than necessary, Lieutenant.
The purpose of this inquiry is to investigate the defection of several members of Republic Army Special Forces Squad number 326, codenamed Havoc Squad, to the Sith Empire.
Now, you recently served in Havoc Squad on Ord Mantell, Lieutenant. Is that correct?
That's right, Senator.
While serving on Ord Mantell, all of the members of Havoc Squad, excluding yourself, defected to the Sith Empire. Is that correct?
I do not recall the events you described, Senator.
Is that so? Our sources tell us that not only were you present at the time of the defections, you were in fact the one who discovered them. General Vander's reports on the incident were frustratingly vague, and you apparently share his need to conceal the truth.
Please, we're only trying to discover the truth. If critical members of the Republic Armed Forces have defected, we'll need to take proper precautions.
Now, did Commander Tavis or any of the other members of Havoc Squad show signs of, say, instability, anger, frustration?
I don't believe there were any such signs, Senator.
Lieutenant, let us speak hypothetically. Do you believe that anyone serving on Ord Mantell should have seen this situation coming?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I know what you're referring to.
He refers to the situation in which your entire squad defected to the Sith Empire. And then you failed to aid a Senate investigation into the matter.
If we don't receive satisfactory answers now, we'll have no choice but to open a formal investigation.
I have one final question, Lieutenant. What connection, if any, exists between the events that occurred on Ando Prime and Havoc Squad's decision to defect?
Senator, I would remind you that the circumstances of Ando Prime are classified and occurred before the Lieutenant's involvement in Havoc Squad. You may ignore that question, Lieutenant.
As you wish, Senator.
Your part in this inquiry is concluded. You may return to your duties now.
Goodbye, Lieutenant.
Ooh, so we're learning a little bit more about whatever happened with Havoc Squad. Something about Ando Prime. Keep that in mind. But as you could tell, I was pretty much beating around the bush there, going like, no, I'm not gonna play ball with you stupid politicians, because as General said, if I tell them more, my job is gonna be harder. And we don't want that. We want to find Havoc Squad and make them pay.
It's good you've arrived, Lieutenant. We have a great deal to discuss. First, let me congratulate you for your work on the Black Sun operation. You did well disabling that nerve gas. Also, that prototype blaster you confiscated will teach us a great deal about the Black Sun sources.
Whoever the Black Sun sources are, they're good.
As for the senators, they weren't very happy with your testimony. Useless and disrespectful were the words they used, actually.
Just trying to keep our backs clear, sir.
But it's a fine line we walk, Lieutenant. Making the Senate too angry could have dire consequences. On to more pressing issues. My agents have discovered a vital new link to Havoc Squad here on Coruscant. Jack Cardon, the founder of Havoc Squad and Commander Tavis's former mentor, has been spotted on the city's lower levels. He's serving as an officer in a local vigilante group.
Is Cardon tied in with the defection, General?
Cardon resigned his commission and disappeared after the debacle on Ando Prime. If he's turned up now, it can't be a coincidence.
Consider Cardon neutralized, sir.
If possible, I'd like you to capture Cardon alive. If he is involved in the defection, he could provide us with invaluable intelligence. The vigilante group Cardon is working with is called the Justicars Brigade. They control a large area of Coruscant's lower levels and are openly hostile to all outsiders.
There's nobody I can't handle.
Our surveillance shows that Cardon spends most of his time in the Justicars' main base. You will attempt to capture him there. Cardon is a crucial link to Tavis and the rest of the Havoc traders, Lieutenant. Bring him in no matter what it takes.
If Cardon presents a threat, I can't promise I won't kill him.
I understand. Just don't let your trigger finger get the better of you. I'm counting on you, Lieutenant. Dismissed.
And there you go, we gotta go find this guy. But I figured it would be a really good time to mention that Garrick from the Diablo series is going to be starting a Walking Dead series on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So we'll still do the Star Wars stuff, obviously, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday like we usually do. But on Tuesday and Wednesday, he'll be doing a Walking Dead series. Give him some love and support. It's his first series doing something solo on the channel. We want to kind of build him up into a really good solo commentator. So give him some feedback, some good support, and show him some love.
You listen to me, Cardon. Helping you has already put my operation at risk. You will do exactly as I say, when I say, or
you'll what, Captain? I'm not one of your lock-stepping drones. This part of the op is mine. End of discussion.
How dare you?
Intruders! Put those blasters on the floor, soldiers. Nice and slow.
Imperial soldiers. So you are a traitor, just like Tavis and the others.
You're gonna pay for what you've done, Cardon. You, Tavis, everyone.
Not gonna happen, soldier. Now drop that weapon before... A Havoc badge? Is this a joke? No. You must be the new recruit Tavis told me about. So you survived after all. Can't say I'm surprised, honestly. Havoc always did recruit the best.
I don't want to hurt anyone, but I will.
You are persistent, soldier, I'll give you that. I'm impressed. I didn't think the old lady would send someone after me so quickly. After all these years, Garza still hasn't lost her edge.
What are you waiting for, Cardon? Kill the whelp! Or do you lack the true resolve to fight for the Empire?
My loyalty is to Tavis, not to your Empire and not to anyone else. You want the trooper dead, you take care of it. I don't kill good soldiers. I'm heading down to the works to make sure everything is prepped.
You aren't going anywhere.
Do yourself a favor and die now, soldier, before you get in any deeper over your head.
Open fire, men!
And now, as we destroy these fools, it's worth mentioning that we will be back next weekend, as we always are, and we will finish up the prologue and move on to Chapter 1, which is much more exciting than the prologue, because all of this nonsense is already out of the way.